Hey super learners, welcome to our second video on the order of operation. In the previous video, we did the order of operation of knowing how to divide, multiply, having brackets, which one comes first. And if you watch that video, now we want to do the order of operations that involve some square roots, some powers. So we never actually touched those ones in the previous video, but this one we want to do those big, more complicated types of questions. And that looks daunting, right? At the first glance, you feel like these are the real hard stuff. But wait a minute, let's just go back to our basics. We have somebody who can help us, which we call the order of operation. What does that really mean? It means whenever you have an expression involves addition, multiplication, square roots, what you have to do first is to do calculations inside the brackets. So first thing, scan, do I have brackets? Yes, do calculations inside the brackets. And after that, we have to deal with orders. And what are orders? We are talking of powers and roots. You've seen something like maybe 2 to the power of 4. This is what we call a power. And if we have something like these ones, we call them roots. It could be a square root, cube root, as it goes. If there's a 2 here, that's a square root. If there's a 3, that's a cube root. But I'll make separate videos about square roots, cube roots, and powers, okay? And a small number right here is just called an exponent. But anyway, that's not actually what we want to do today. We just want to know how to do these types of calculations using BODMAS. So let's just get right in. The first one says 8 squared minus 8 divided by 2 times 2. So according to BODMAS, do calculations inside the brackets. Yes, I do have brackets. But again, inside the brackets, I have 8 to the power of 2. There's an exponent there, a small number right there. These are what we call powers. So I have to simplify powers first. So inside I have these powers and I underline this and I have to simplify that. And if you don't know, 8 to the power of 2, it just means 8 has to be multiplied by itself 2 times. These are 8s that have been multiplied by itself. So it's not 8 times 2, but it's 8 times 8. Repeat 8 by multiplication 2 times. So 8 times 8, that's 64. So when I simplify here, I get 64 minus 8 divided by 2 times 3. Where do I go? I still have brackets, so I have to simplify what's inside the bracket. And once again, I'm trapped between subtraction and division. And what do? If you have addition, subtraction, multiplication, we have to deal with division first. So I have to respect division first. So I rewrite my bracket, 64 minus, let's simplify 8 divided by 2 is 4. Close our bracket, and outside we have 3. Then I still have brackets. I have to simplify what's inside the bracket, and we know 64 minus 4, that's 60, and outside our bracket we have times 3. And finally we can do our multiplication, which is 3 times 0, that's 0, 3 times 6, that's 18. So our final answer is 180. Let's move on to the second one. The second one says 5 to the power of 2 divided by the cube root. There's a 3, so we call it a cube root of 125 minus 2. So in this case, we always have to use BODMAS. Do calculations inside the bracket first. And I don't have the brackets. Second step, check your orders. Do you have powers? Do you have roots? Yes, this is a power, this is a root. And I'm going to make a separate videos about the roots and the powers. But in short, 5 to the power of 2 means multiply 5 by itself 2 times. Not 5 times 2, but 5 times 5. So we know 5 times 5, that's 25 divided by What is the cube root of 125? We're simply saying what is the root? The root is normally a smaller number. What is a smaller number that we multiply it by itself and multiply it by itself and multiply by itself 3 times? So that number should be 5, because 5 times 5 times 5. 5 times 5 is 25, times this 5 is 125. Don't make a mistake of saying 5, 10, 15. You have to multiply, you get the answer you multiply again. So the number that gave 125, we call it the cube root, and number that was multiplied by itself 3 times to get 125 is 5 minus 2. Then we check, do I have division? Yes, we have division. So let me divide right here. 25 divided by 5, we know it's 5. Then you rewrite your 2. 5 minus 2, that's 3, and this is our final answer. Pretty simple, isn't it? Let's try another one. So we have the cube root of 64 minus open bracket 6 squared plus 1 close the bracket. Okay, so according to BODMAS, when you have expression involving the roots, the powers, the division and the subtraction and multiplication, always simplify expression inside the brackets. And in this case, they are brackets, but the brackets are buried inside a cube root. So let's get inside those brackets first. So I'm going to rewrite my cube root of 64 minus, and I have to simplify expression inside the bracket. Now I'm sure you know that 6 to the power of 2 means 6 times 6. You have to multiply 6 by itself 2 times, which is 36 plus 1. And now I still have brackets. I have to simplify what's inside the bracket, which is 36 plus 1, which is 37. And right now, there are no more brackets, but I still have expressions inside this root. So you have to simplify what's inside this root first. Okay, so what's 64 minus 37? We get, 64, yes, minus 37 is 27. Okay, so we still have the cube root of 27. And what do I mean by the cube root of 27? It's a number that was multiplied by itself 3 times. So that number is a smaller number because it was multiplied first time and multiplied second time and multiplied third time to give us 27. That number should be 3 because 3 times 3 times 3. You don't say 3, 6, 9, but 3 times 3 is 9. 9 times 3 is 27. So the cube root of 27 is 3. And that's it. This is how we simplify any expressions that have to do with addition, powers, exponents, and division and multiplication. If you really find this video to be really cool and engaging, please share this video to your friends, your schoolmates, and whoever might need these kind of videos. And always subscribe to Masterandlearnit, where learning is fun and enjoying. In the next video, we'll do more complicated type of BODMAS. So keep tuning in and come and watch more videos from Masterandlearnit.